no Dylan. He's not sitting there in front of his art. But this week we got a special guest, Jeff Belmonti from. I mean, the. It's not Barbecue Pro Shop. It's the Barbecue Pro Shop. You got to say it in
Exactly
a cool
right.
voice too. So, um, we're going to talk about a few things this week and just kind of go where the winding road takes us. But the thing we're always going to cover is how is this crazy virus thing affecting the economy and you and just just kind of recap the past week. I got to tell you, Jeff, I got to think for a rub and sauce guy, maybe this has been good for you so far.
People seem to be doing a lot more cooking at home. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Stay home, cook out.
Yep.
But don't worry about it.
I love it. And yeah, and so far so good. It's we were sort of preparing for it. Illinois was a little bit ahead of the curve in terms of shutting everything down.
Mhm.
So, we made sure that we had stocked up. And fortunately, just before things started to get crazy, I was getting stocked up for spring and fortunately in a really good position and was able to have a lot of stock and ready to go. And so we've been packing a tremendous amount of orders, keeping things going. And it's been really neat to see, the people from all over the country really, doing it. And I've had a lot of great phone conversations with people who just go on and on and on about, I've never tried this one. This is what I'm looking to do. And so I like the experimentation that's going on out there as well. It's pretty cool.
There's a whole lot of that, and Dylan and I have recently had a conversation about it's no longer really about rubs. We have to look at these things as seasonings because the griddle market and air fryers, they're getting used everywhere, and it's really interesting. So
yep, and the steak is really what's been going crazy, with SCA and everyone coming out with all these really cool steak products. I mean, I'm seeing people getting steak marinades and all these crazy steaks, and and you're just wondering. I'm like, no competition's going on, but a lot of guys are testing too. So
that's it. They're getting dialed in.
Yep.
And there's a lot of virtual competitions going on now. So a lot of, cooking, showdowns, show-offs, throwdowns, whatever you want to call it. But, a lot of people that are doing the cook and they're taking pictures. I know Sandy Brown just did one this weekend.
Yeah, the Smoke Freaks and Barbecue Bus, a couple teams that I've sponsored, they're going to be squaring off this Sunday. So we're going to hope to post some of the results and supporting them. But we're still talking about the details. But the Barbecue Bus shined up their smoker this weekend when a little nice weather up here in Chicago. And so, yeah, they're getting ready to throw down with the Smoke Freaks who are hunkered down in Kansas City.
All right. And what are they going to cook?
It sounds like ribs, but we'll have to see.
Ribs?
Yeah, that seems to be what they're going to do. Details are still pending, so.
Yeah. So have you seen an uptick in brand new customers, or are you seeing, is this the old faithful just trying a bunch of new things?
Yeah, we see a lot. We have a pretty big presence on Amazon. So we see a lot of customers through there. We try really hard to provide them with more of an extra level of service. So they're not, so you're not just buying from some nameless, faceless, it's our name that's on the site. And so we drag in a lot of customers that way. But we have been seeing a lot of new and some repeat. But in general, our business, we've been seeing it's mostly new customers. It's first-time guys. But we're starting to see that repeat. And over the last year and a half or so, have really put a heavy emphasis on our website and starting to build a little bit more loyalty to the barbecueproshop.com.
That way, but we have been seeing a lot of new and some.
Oh, Dylan's breaking it again. Stop messing with buttons. Jeez, can't leave anything alone. Anyway, hey, for everyone just tuning in, we've got some people coming in. Dylan's one of them, evidently. Who knew? But if you want to ask questions, go ahead and post them. We're going to answer them. We're going to hang out with Jeff for about an hour. If there's anything you ever wanted to know, we're going to put him on the spot with some hard questions. And if he gets them wrong, we'll forever not give him FA products. So it's the pressure's on, Jeff. The pressure's on, buddy. But we see a lot of really cool stuff. Dylan, are you trying to kill a fly? Are you okay? Are you having a moment?
I'm trying to direct Aiden as to what to do, and then I'm trying to keep the sunspot from shining through. So
you're not doing a good job.
We normally don't do these lives at this time. So
in fairness to time change, it's usually dark by now, and I'm glad it's not. I'm sick of winter.
It is becoming very nice to have nice weather.
It is. It is. So let's run down it. I know we're not there yet, so you're not going to hurt my feelings on this one. But what do you say your top 3 to 5 products are, Jeff, that you just sell the heck out of?
Probably the top products is, brand wise, it's got to be Killer Hogs Barbecue. They do a bang up job, phenomenal job on marketing. And the second one is probably Heath Riles. He also has really come on the scene pretty heavily. And all of his products really sell well. He's really selling that rib system that's been going great. And so those are the 2 big ones. The other ones that sell a lot for me, Meat Church has been something that's really taken off. Again, really good systems. And when I say systems, I'm saying he's got AP, he's got his different rubs. And a lot of people are getting into that layered system, so that's working out really well. And we're starting to drag in a lot of new brands. Flavor Anonymous has really been taken off. I'm not just saying that because you guys are on here, but that's been really taken off, which is exciting to see some new stuff and some new flavors.
If you want, when people order Malcolm or Heath stuff, if you just want to give them a free bag of our stuff so they can finally have some really good stuff, it's cool. It's cool, whatever. I know Malcolm and Heath both. I'm picking on them. I'm giving them crap. It's all. But
good. It's been one of the great things actually is people are throwing a mood enhancer in their bag or in their cart as well when they're checking out. Well, and that's been one of the exciting things about working with you guys.
You mentioned systems, and I will say this: there's a lot of accidentally on purpose things I feel like Dylan and I do. They're an accidental idea with a lot of purpose, meaning that when you say a system, I think you've got to develop how you're going to deliver it, how it's going to work together, and build this whole architecture. And you need to think about that from the very base of what you're doing. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. You had a recipe, like I'm thinking like Cinnamon Doc's kind of days, right? You had a recipe, and then you made a hot version of it, and you made a sweet version of it, and that's all you did. The market has changed so much and gotten so dialed in that you can't do that anymore as a new product. You've really got to think this through. You got to be thinking about your second and third albums before you wrote your first song. It's
You're not kidding. Absolutely. And what's interesting is one of the very first rubs I ever experienced was John Willingham's Wham.
Wham, yeah.
Someone brought me that. I remember putting it on some chicken, and it was just like, what is this? It was literally a game changer. And I had the opportunity one afternoon to spend about a whole day with him. I went to Memphis, and we talked about a whole bunch of things. An amazing guy, but that's a whole story for another day.
Yeah,
but
Mr. Willingham was
awesome. What's that?
And Mr. Willingham was awesome, man. I was fortunate enough to
unbelievable.
Sit down and talk with him.
And not to mention just an absolute pioneer in this whole game. It's just the stories he has is just go on forever. But he did that with his rubs is he had his original and then he had hot stuff and then he had a whole bunch of sauces that he had and marinades and he had all these systems that he used. And he was one of the first people to do it. And it's still to this day one of those brands that kind of built out. But yeah, it's really become very interesting to see all of these AP rubs and then the different layers of flavor and the heat and the sweet and all that kind of stuff. And then, also you've got, now the sauces that people are mixing and stuff like that. It's pretty exciting stuff, but yeah.
Dylan, go 2 inches to the right. There you go. Perfect. While we're doing that, I'll let you answer this question. Jonathan, do we think Gringo and Voodoo are going to ship out next week? Hell no, we don't. It's shipping this week. That's right. We're picking up the order tomorrow, and I will be up late filling bags and sending it to you, brother. We don't delay on that stuff. I'm telling you, as soon as I get my hands on it, we start filling bags. In fact, what I'm going to do tonight is start printing labels for you guys. So we'll print all the 200 plus labels and get ready to start bagging stuff up. That's what it takes.
Fun pastime.
Yeah, exactly.
Filling.
I know you've got some questions, dude. I've been hogging it, while you've been directing traffic and giving us sign language or whatever it is you're doing. So
yeah, it's all good.
Hit them.
No, so I wanted to talk a little bit about it. They should be coming out soon. I've seen some previews of them. We went down and we shot a bunch of videos, 10 of them, I think, down at the studio for Pro Shop.
Yep.
With everybody's product but ours. I think it was like 14 or 15
it truly
products.
Was everyone's but ours. That's true.
you know, and I thought we'd talk about that because people are going to see those videos coming out soon. They're going to see the two of us on them, and we're going to have some of the guys you mentioned and some other guys' products that we're playing with. And I just thought with the three of us on here, it'd be a good opportunity to talk about, like, A, why would we do that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and B, how much fun we had doing it. So, you know, I'll kind of kick it off, and then Shane, you tell me if you feel differently, and then Jeff, from your perspective, obviously kick in there and let us know.
Absolutely.
You know, what your perspective was on it. But for me, you know, I thought it was a great opportunity to kind of further the partnership that we've done, and that outside of Flavor Anonymous, you're the sole online distributor for us. You know, we're working on stuff so you can put it into Amazon soon.
Yep.
And, you know, for us, it made a lot of sense because people are going to buy more. Like you mentioned it earlier, like they may be buying somebody else's, but then they throw a bag of our product in the cart too. So,
Right.
you know, we realize that there are a lot of people like to keep their cabinets full of a lot of different products.
Yep.
And, you know, if we can partner with somebody like yourself that sees the value in our products, but also carries a lot of the popular products as well, that, you know, sometimes it's going to be our clientele going to get product that picks something else up while they're there. And sometimes it's going to be someone else's clientele that says, oh, this looks cool, let me throw a bag of that in.
Absolutely.
So for me, it made sense. And the other thing is, we've never been the type of people, or at least I haven't been, to trash talk somebody else's stuff. Like, we both recognize that there's a ton of stuff, good stuff out there. You know, so for me, making the videos was all about getting, you know, it's like covering a friend of yours song kind of thing.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah,
we got the opportunity to play with their stuff a little bit and talk about what we do with it and what we liked about it. And, you know, I just thought that was kind of a cool and fun thing to do.
Yeah, it really was.
And in the process, even though we didn't feature any of our products, we did hopefully ingratiate ourselves into some people that are big fans of the other products. So for me, it was a win-win.
Absolutely.
How about you, Shane?
no, I loved it. You're exactly right. I felt like the Foo Fighters getting to play a Stones song. You know what I mean? Like, we put our own spin on it. And what I also really liked is, and Jeff, I don't know if you're on board in the beginning, but we didn't want to do the standard barbecue 4, like ribs, chicken, brisket. We're like, no, we want to do some crazy stuff with these and prove that these aren't just used for competition barbecue. They're very competition barbecue-esque products, but we called it the Charles Eye, because these are all like Wagyu beef. But it was a chuck eye that we turned into burn-ins. We did beef cheek tacos. We did some crazy chicken. We had pork belly. We had some pork. We did our rib on a freaking McRib. It was crazy.
Yeah, we did the Pitmasters, the high-end versions. So we did they were pork sliders, ground pork sliders that we dressed up like a McRib, so it had the similar flavor profile, but better.
Yeah, we did some salmon. We did some shrimp. We did some. What were the other? There's another beef slider. It's been a minute. We did steak sandwiches. We did tri-tip. I mean, we were all over the map. But none of it was, you know, here's how you trim competition chicken for the 900th time. You know?
Yep. And that's what, I mean, that was one of the reasons I picked the products that I did. We cook a lot here, and I get questions from my friends all the time. Exactly that. So, like, you know, because I'm not a competition guy. I don't have a smoker. And, you know, when we talk about it, it's like, do you make chicken breast? Yeah, try some of this stuff. You know, do you make burgers? Try some of this stuff. I mean, my son tonight, we made some ribs, and he's like, quit playing around with your recipe. Give me the ones that I like, you know, because every night I'm throwing this on, throwing that on, and I'm testing stuff. And he looked at me, goes, just stop it. And so tonight I made him, and he looked at me, goes, these are good. Keep this up, you know. But I like to experiment with everything I can. But I think that's really sort of what we're trying to do too, is we're trying to introduce the world, because that's kind of how we were introduced to it ourselves, is all the different things you can do that aren't competition barbecue with all these incredible rubs and seasonings.
Yeah. And again, not only just competition barbecue, But to get people to
standard barbecue,
right? Standard barbecue, and one further, whether you're doing this on a griddle, an air fryer, we want to jump into the next realm, because this isn't your standard. 10 years ago you couldn't have done this, but the ingredients and the seasonings are so good right now that they really work no matter where you're cooking. Absolutely. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yep.
You do not have to use these just on the smoker.
Right. Some of the best chicken we make is in the oven.
Yeah.
We brine it. We put some really good rubs on it, and it's phenomenal. Some of the best chicken breasts you ever had, bone in.
Well, it's like I have to. So the voodoo rub we just did for the chicken. One of the first places I tested was actually in a dredge. I fried a bunch of chicken wings for my kids, and on one hand I wanted to stop myself and say, we're making a rub. I'm like, no, we're not though. It's got to be a good rub, but it's also got to be good at these other things. Otherwise, it's not good enough to be a Flavor Anonymous product, and you got to take it that far now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing a lot of flat top stuff. We're gonna, Shane and I both doubled down, and we got the blue Rhino Razor griddles.
Oh
yeah. He got the 2-burner, I got a 2-burner and a 4-burner. So we're going to start throwing down on those. But yeah, whether not just FA products, but especially FA products aren't just about barbecue, aren't just about traditional barbecue, like using them on a flat top, using them in an air fryer, doing, in a dredge, like he talked about, all these different places we can use them. And when we shot those videos, like that was the point too. Like we didn't want to do competition barbecue, and we didn't just want to do another video where, oh yeah, sprinkle this on ribs and then slather this sauce on it. Cause if you can't figure that out at this point, that you got other problems. Like,
absolutely.
We were just excited to be able to kind of pair some different companies' products together and throw together some stuff, and our goal on those videos was stuff that people can replicate at home, stuff they can use to impress the neighbors, stuff that they can use a couple different products in that are going to complement each other instead of just, multiple. A lot of times people get in the habit, and a lot of rub and sauce companies get in the habit of the rub and then the finish dust and then the sauce all play the same notes.
That's right.
And it's like you just turn the amp up on it, but you're not, diversifying the sound. You're not playing any extra notes. You're just turning it up louder. So, that was one of the things I thought was really cool about playing around with these different companies' products, is seeing who was playing and what chord, and then mixing the other stuff in with it. It was a lot of fun.
Your rock and roll references, you guys love them.
Yeah, no, it's what we do. It's all music.
So once you'll see them, we didn't really talk about this beforehand, Jeff, but once you see the videos, you'll see that the Flavor Anonymous is now the Barbecue Pro Shop test kitchen. So
I love it.
You're kind of stuck with us.
Keep it up.
For at least 10 videos, you're stuck with us.
We did keep the off-color references to a limit in your videos. That's not what we normally do either. So
put together some blooper reels then.
Oh my word, they're bad. I edit all of our stuff, and some of the stuff I have to cut out is just horrible. Jeff, you've probably worked with 100 different barbecue companies, whether it be sauces, rubs, different various products. Some aren't necessarily in barbecue. Some of the seasoning sauce that you've dealt with aren't barbecue at all. What is some advice you would give? Because I get asked all the time. We deal with new companies day in and day out. How do they get started? But from your standpoint, what's a handful of things you would advise some of these companies to look at or to do?
The ones getting started in barbecue, bringing out their own product to market, that type of thing. Yeah. I think the biggest thing is it's exactly what you guys are doing here. It's that idea of, having something to say most importantly. And most importantly, it's not necessarily the marketing, but getting your name out there, making it, whether it's winning competition, whether it's winning state competitions, whatever it might be, is give someone a reason, to find your product and make sure that it's something different and unique. Because I will tell you, I have tasted some of the most amazing sauces and rubs over the years, but it takes years and years and years of hard work to get them to be where it needs to be. One of the things that we did is, one of the very first things we did is I found Todd Johns from Plowboys Barbecue after he won the Royal. And I said, come on, I want to sell your rubs and sauces, because I was just starting to get into it. And we were selling a ton of Willingham's Wham at the time, and brought that on. And then he came out with this whole line of other products and completed it and came out with chicken and whatever and that type of thing. But it's about establishing your name, establishing your brand, and then bringing out those products that makes sense as it fits into your brand or your product. And I think that, to me, because anybody can come up with a great sauce or a rub, but it's really about how you work it, how you push it, because then we have the ability to market it. People are going to look for it online, and then we can sell the hell out of it.
Right.
Really important that you kind of get that start going.
Well, the one thing I will say that I'll pull out of what you said is have something to say.
Yep.
You have to have that credo that you're going to hang on to in the good times, the bad times, and it's going to keep you going. I've seen a lot of fantastic products not make it. And I mean, literally some of the best products I've ever tasted. Just because you have the best tasting product will not guarantee your success. And that is unfair and it sucks, but welcome to the market.
Yeah, it's very true. Absolutely.
Well, and the thing about having a message or having a point or doing things for a reason is that becomes your GPS, your nav system through this whole thing. Right. I can't tell you how many times
your true north.
I get a product. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get a product from somebody. I love the product. I buy a second product and I expect it to be similar or to be down that vein. And it's completely left field and it throws me for a loop and not a good loop.
Yep.
And I feel like that's what happens when people start chasing flavors.
Yep.
Instead of having their mission or having what their brand's about, they go, okay, well, this is my rub that everybody loves, so I'm going to sell it. And then let me see what else is out there. Right. Oh, I think I can make one of those. I think I can make one of those. And you end up with this helter-skelter kind of product line that doesn't make sense.
If you're not willing to scrap about twice as many products as you've released, you're not doing it right. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. There's a lot of good enough products, but there's not enough great products.
Yep.
Hell, we've thrown away enough shit that could have been product lines for some people.
Yeah. Oh no. That's what.
Seriously,
that's what I laugh at when someone's like, "Do you think you can make a rub that works for this?" And I think, I called one. Yeah. When I was making the chicken rub, I kept notes on this one. That's probably closer to what you want than what I wanted. So I'll take that recipe and kind of polish it up and send it out. But if you don't keep your true north, if you don't have your code, you're going to release a bunch of shitty products. I'm just going to be honest with you. And that's the one thing I will say for Dylan and I is that we kick the living crap out of each other's products, and we're painfully honest. But we're able to be. Neither one of us get upset by it. I do. I hold grudges, but whatever. but we're able to come to each other and say, "Listen, dude, seriously, I think you're onto something here, but you need, in my opinion, you need more of this for it to be what you're aiming at, or this needs to go in a different product line." And if you can't have that conversation with yourself, or you don't have someone around you that's that honest, you're really skating on thin ice, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys know that game really well. And I think that, to me, I agree with you. And if you look at, what's out there and you compare it to some of the products that these guys are coming out with, especially some of the smaller ones, the flavor profiles of these are unique. I'm not, the stuff that's successful is unique, and it's not the same thing over and over. And I think that's why and I think the other thing too that I think is so cool about what we're doing here is you're helping out those regular dudes, You know, this isn't some ripoff that, you know, one of the big conglomerate companies is making and that type of thing. You know, and the guys that I deal with, you know, a lot of these stuff, you know, they got their cases in their garage and they're shipped, you know, they're the guy running out to FedEx to ship them or.
I did it for a long time. That was me.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and that's how I met you originally 10 years
That's
ago,
right.
the original AP and mood enhancer. And I tell you, I think for 3 or 4 years, we had mood enhancer when it started to shut down in our cabinet until it was gone. And so when you told me it was coming back, I can't tell you.
I sat on the last 25 bags. When I finally pulled the cord, I put the last 25 bags literally in a safe. Because, and this is when I knew I'd probably lost it a little bit because I did that. And then I was like, I'm either so crazy and so far off base with this product, thinking that it's this good, or the market hasn't caught up yet. And I'm going to tell you, I am so happy after this many years to be vindicated.
Yeah.
Because I don't think really it's crazy because the market finally caught up to where that product was.
Yeah.
But I had no inkling that it was ahead of where it needed to be.
Yeah.
The steak thing and people understand the umami and crazy ingredients and being accepting of them.
Yeah.
I had no idea that wasn't a thing. I didn't know what I didn't know. I was so new and so young at it. I was just trying everything, you know?
Yeah. It makes a difference. And there's a lot of stuff out there that I'm seeing come out, you know, as of late that it's really unique and people are really pushing the edge a little bit. And to me, I love to see it because, you know, I taste a lot of rub and I use a lot of rub and, you know, and I have a cabinet full of half-used bottles because I can't get through the next one till the new one shows up. But I'll tell you, there's certain ones in there that are there's continually the ones that my wife is going to, and I got to push her to something else. So,
yeah. You know, I think it helps. The one thing I think we did unintentionally, and someone said in passing, I think it was Dylan in a video, he said flavor freak, and it just stuck. But I think what we did was we kind of galvanized our customers early on without meaning to. Like we were so different in what we said and how we acted and the logos and the whole gambit that people either got it and were like, finally, you know, something different, or they were so alienated and freaked out by it that they had to then try it and then they realized it was good. But I think you got to be willing to do a little bit of that. You got to bleed a little and be willing to take some arrows. Yep.
There's a lot of guys out there that I see some of the unique stuff that's really going on out there. It's things that you would have never thought would have shown up in rubs and sauces and that type of thing that are really making them unique and special. So I couldn't agree more with you on that.
Well, Eddie Hanks' post right there, he's afraid of these going away. That's not going to happen. That's why we've aligned ourselves with Jeff. The products that are selling will always be available at barbecueproshop.com. Mood, let's tell everyone that right now. Mood from here to we stop making it and we're old. As long as you're buying it, people are buying it, it's going to be at barbecueproshop.com every day.
Yep.
As we see the sales of the Cure, and I think it's heading the right way, the Cure is going to eventually be at Barbecue Pro Shop every day. And so on and so on and so on. But we're never going to stop experimenting. And we're never going to stop having one-off packages and kind of crazy things that Dylan and I do because that's who we are. But we do want to reward our customers for their patronage. And we're doing that with partnerships with you. So if you will, Jeff, talk about, you know, what you're seeing as far as how much product you've moved already for FA and the type of customer or anything you want to kind of flavor in on that.
Yeah, I mean, what I love is a lot of guys coming to the site. Some are just getting mood enhancer. When it first came out, we limited it to 2 bags each, and that got some people upset. But for the most part, you know, how much
you sold out in like 45 minutes. And we did too the first couple times. It was nuts.
Yep. And that's the other thing too, is it sold out amazingly quickly. And more importantly, people were putting different things in their bag, you know? And what I'm liking to see more than anything is if they're continuing to move, they're continuing to sell. Right. And people are throwing it in with other things. And that's what I like to see as well is that, you know, keeping it mixed up and you know, and if you're going to come and visit us, you know, buy some other things from us as well. Right. You know, because what we know with our $8.99 shipping, I really put that in place because I would rather put more things in your box and spend a little bit more money to ship it to you than see you have to pay a ridiculous price to ship it. And
Yeah,
so
I want to touch on that too. We followed your exact we absolutely ripped off everything we could from Barbecue Pro Shop. Let's be honest.
took
You're
me
doing
years
it
to
right.
get there.
No, you're right. I mean, you're doing it right. We literally said, "How do you do this?" And you're like, "This is the way I would do it." And it's like, "Okay, this is the way we're doing it."
Yep.
You guys that order one bag of something and then want to bitch about shipping,
Right.
dude, stop it. Just put more in there and it evens out, man. Come on.
Yeah.
You're killing me.
And the way we do it too is we allow, it's like if you buy one bag and you're, across the street from me, it's going to cost me nothing to ship it. You can choose that and you pay what you pay. But it's, people have this unrealistic expectation of shipping in general. And I think that's why it's important to realize is, it's like I get my coffee delivered, all this kind of stuff. It's like, if you want something different and special that you can't go down to your local grocery store or the hardware store and pick up, you're going to pay a little bit extra money for it. So put a bunch in the bag and go with it, but it's
right.
Yeah.
Oh, or go to Amazon. Our products aren't on Amazon yet. And when we do, they will be through Barbecue Pro Shop. That we are 100% on board with doing that. But that's another piece of advice I would give people, and I'm not saying Jeff is your partner because we found him first. So, screw you guys. But I am saying I think everyone needs a good partner that they can be very open and honest with and just say, listen, the other thing I think a lot of people want to hide what the wholesale price is versus what they're paying and we're just honest about it. We just straight up said, this is our margin. Are you willing to order 1,000 pounds or 100 pounds or whatever? And you've been so gracious to us. And that has really allowed us to grow and do the new products, to be honest. If anyone wants to give credit to Flavor Anonymous releasing so many products so fast, it's that guy, because he was every time we order
that guy.
He's willing to take on inventory because we're moving it, and he believes that we're going to push it, and keep content out there, and he's not going to sit on it. But if it weren't for his orders, let's be clear, guys, there wouldn't be new products. So we need you to go to Barbecue Pro Shop, and we need you to patronize Patron Jeff's site, and because we believe in it, because he believed in us. It's that simple.
And thank you, Eddie, for the kind word about our fast shipping. We try to under promise and over deliver. So most of our stuff goes out priority mail, and we're also now starting to work with a lot of a distributor that's all over the country. So if you're in California, and we're going to start filtering a lot of the Flavor Anonymous products into there too, now that we're past sort of the peak on a lot of these. And so you get them out a lot quicker and a lot cheaper. And so that's kind of part of our plan.
That's what it takes. So you've set up warehouses around the country, and you're doing it. And I'll shut up because Dylan hasn't said anything for a minute. So, Dylan, your show for a little while.
Well, no, one of the things I wanted to touch on, because, we've talked about it a lot, like, Barbecue Pro Shop and Jeff's our, exclusive online partner, going to be our Amazon partner. And just a couple things I wanted to kind of clear up. And because people do ask these questions, and they ask business questions from us all the time. And with the three of us on here, I think it's a great topic to talk about. But, we've got friends that have other stores. Like, there are some of Jeff's competitors that we are good friends with. So it wasn't just about that. What it was really about, and you and I have talked about this a couple times offline, Jeff, is, a lot of times when guys start a rub or a sauce, they start calling and emailing everybody, and they're trying to sell 4 or 5, 10 cases to all these places. And they get all excited if they can get 10 or 15 or 20 places to take it, because you're like, oh my God, look at all those orders that went out. This is going to be great. And then it's like the sophomore slump almost.
Absolutely.
Because it's available in so many places.
Absolutely.
It doesn't move enough to be on any of those places' radar.
Yep.
So nobody's impressed by the movement.
Right.
Nobody gets behind it, because it's just another thing on the shelf. And we didn't want to do that. Like we knew right away that we wanted to limit the availability, so that wherever it was available, whoever was doing that, selling it for us, would want to get behind the product because it'd be a good mover for them.
Absolutely.
And then the other thing, Shane was talking about wholesale price. That's the other thing. We wanted to make sure that depending on what unit we were selling it in, there was plenty of meat on the bone for the retailer,
Sure.
so that the retailer would go, hey, yeah, this is a good ring for me. I want to make sure these guys, or this product's front and center, or this, we wanted to, I think so many times people that try and get into this business that break in that are new to it don't look at the retailers as partners.
That's right.
They just look at them as a customer and very transactional. And I think that's detrimental to this whole process. Is if it's just transactional, unless you're doing wild numbers, then nobody's going to give a shit about you.
Right. It's a good point.
And it takes a while to get to wild numbers.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
Well, even with us starting small, Jeff, I mean, we're not going to reveal the numbers, but you want to blow out someone's inventory in 45 minutes to an hour when they put it up, and then they go, that felt like printing money. They'll come back.
Yeah.
But you got to see that. You got to build that and say, now this is the only place you're going to get it. And that has worked so well for us.
Yeah, and what we're trying to do too is on new product releases, especially with your products, the Flavor Anonymous products, is sign up for our mailing list, because what we try to do is if you're taking the time and you're a client and you want to also go ahead and sign up for our mailing list, we want to let you know first before it hits Facebook and everyone lets everybody know. And even I think it's even cooler too when we put it out and get an email and then everybody shares that via email saying, hey, it's about to hit and that type of thing. But we want to make sure that you know first, so you're not worrying about getting product. And that to us is really important, because it's really taking care of the fans, And I think that, if you care that much about it, you're that passionate about these products, it's like, we want to get them in your hands, and, we want to get them in your hands quickly. And I'll tell you, the last shipment we did, it rolled off the truck. I dropped a couple cases down and we just sat there and, and packed these orders like it was going out of style. It was just, it challenged my system, because I was like, oh my God, I don't even know how many I have left. And I had to keep doing counts every hour to see what was going on. But to us, that's
when you're hitting the refresh button and the excitement turns to a little bit of horror, where you're like, shit.
It's that old commercial, right?
Yeah, it was it.
The
So
ticker just keeps going.
Jeff, we're going to put you on the spot here, buddy. You ready?
Yep.
So the one thing we do differently from what you're doing is we have the Flavor Anonymous stickers.
Yep.
Now
you send out the Barbecue Pro Shop sticker.
Yep.
Dylan and I have not discussed whether we're going to do this or not, but at some point we may slide some stickers your way for those orders. But right now, I think we still like keeping it in house and keeping it fresh. It's one of our little things. It's still tongue in cheek and kitschy. But at some point, I'm sure Jeff will get the circle stickers and be able to send them out as well. So
it'd be fun. What do you guys call the Tres Amigos packs?
Yeah.
Maybe give everyone a little bit of that, so we move some product on that. We'd be happy to send them out. That would be cool. But
okay, I tell you what, we can do some limited stickers. Send you, like 100 of each.
Yep.
And when they're gone, man.
There you go. We'll randomly send them out.
I think we should do a Flavor Anonymous Barbecue Pro Shop stick, a one-off.
I like that.
Like a Marvel sticker.
I think Matt
on it.
Yeah, I think Matt could do a hell of a sticker for us.
That would be cool.
So I do want to touch on this one. We get this a lot. People really like how fresh and bold our spices are compared to a lot of stuff. And listen, this is what it comes down to. We get these emails every time we do an order. When's it shipping?
Right.
We get most of the order in, then we call the factory and then guesstimate how big it's going to be. Okay. Sometimes we guess well, sometimes we don't guess as good. And Jeff is very gracious and buys the rest of our order. But what's cool is that this ensures maximum freshness. These products are ground, and I do mean this. Even with USPS shipping, these products are bagged and at your door typically in under 1 week.
Yeah.
And that means I'm staying up at night doing this. Jeff, you get the shipment overnight. Like when it's done, you get the notification and it's landing at your door. You're shipping typically the next day as well. And you ship even faster than we do.
Yeah.
So again, what these people are tasting is that delay, that kind of pause, so we can get the product ready and then we just dump it out to everyone.
Yep.
But you can taste the difference.
Yep, absolutely. And it's important for people to realize too, is when you open up that bag, you know, it's like, especially when it's fresh, you know, you're gonna have 6 to 8 months to really get it to use it because it is a spice.
Yep.
So you want to make sure you're using it well, and, you know, or put it put it into something else and seal it up real good for a while. But don't keep opening up that bag if you're going to, because it's pretty good stuff. And I agree with you. I think that's the best thing about it is in most of the products that we order in such volume, especially some of our big sellers, including your guys's, that I'm literally getting products. I mean, I got a shipment in this last week and I was laughing because it's like, it arrived at my door and it was made like March 13th. And I was sending it off to Amazon and to clients, you know, yesterday. You know, I mean, that's less than 2 weeks right out of the shop. That's going through a distributor also. Right. And it makes a big difference. You know, it makes a really big difference in that stuff that's sitting on the shelf at that retail store for 3 years, you know?
It really, and it's not that the stuff is bad per se. It just doesn't have that punch, right? That
exactly
when it came out. It's no different in coffee. Coffee just loses the, you know, those oils and that luster and all the awesomeness and the nuance after it's set, you know?
Yep, exactly.
It's why we do it in the bag instead of the shaker. Nothing against the competition who do it differently. It's also because the bag is cheaper for us. And we get a little grief from some people. They're like, I don't need a pound. I'm like, if you've ever used any of our products, you're going to go through it pretty quick. I promise you. Once you taste it, you'll wish you had a pound. Yep. And it just got to get them past that first order, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, I think, the thing too, is that you've given me some good hints on that too, but I love mixing up your rubs with other stuff as well. You know, I was sharing the other day with someone that I did a prime rib the other night, and I put a bunch of Heath Riles garlic jalapeno on it, which gave it some really nice heat. And then I put your stuff over it and gave it a really nice crust and just let it sit there. And I actually wrapped it up in the cellophane and let it sit for an hour or two. Cooked that, and then when it was done and it was sliced up, I drizzled it with the double garlic butter from Boar's Night Out.
Oh, you dirty man.
It was ridiculously good. But you know what it's like? But the heat that comes through on some of those things, and then you guys throw your flavor on top of it. And to me, that's just the exciting thing about it is, you know, it doesn't have to be strictly to one thing. And tonight I actually did make ribs with the beer on them. So, you know, and it's really good stuff.
Good products, like good barbecue, they don't have a single source.
Right.
And, you know, Heath and Malcolm, I give them crap. Meat Church, listen, they're all great products. And we're proud to be mentioned in that same sentence, you know. But as a new company, you know, we keep it in perspective. But also, Dylan and I recognize we've been doing this for 20 plus years to get, you know, combined. So there's a lot of know-how there. And, you know, I'll give Dylan some credit. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, thank you. So he just opened the door, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab my ball and slam right through it.
All right.
He mentioned the Boar's Night Out double garlic butter.
Yep.
We just released Tres Hombres. Tres Hombres, the 3-pack, is about to hit mailboxes soon. We get it tomorrow. We'll start shipping in the next couple days.
Yep.
So by the weekend, some people will get it. First to next week, everybody should have it. And we're not rested on our laurels.
Nope.
So we've got the next 3-pack coming. We're going to do this one a little differently. A, the sizes are a little different.
Oh, cool.
And then B, we're also going to make it available individually. But the next 3-pack's coming very, very shortly. And it's called The Gambler in honor of the passing of Kenny Rogers. Because these are some things that are pointed straight at steak. You know, the 3-pack together is the jackpot for SCA. We 100% believe that the combination of the 3 of these is going to win some awards when steak cooks are back in. And the 3-pack is Mood Enhancer that everyone knows now. You know, Shane leaked that he was working on a product that we were batting back and forth that we code named or beta named Mood 2.0. And its official release name is now Double Down. And it's going to come in a 1/2 pound bag.
Yep, 8 ounces.
And it is we doubled down on the butter. We've got Mood cut with a ton of garlic butter.
Oh wow.
And it's really cool. And then we've got Annie Up, and Annie Up's going to come in a 1/4 pound bag. It's a small bag because you don't need as much. You just need a light dusting of it, and it is a charcoal smoke grill savory seasoning.
Interesting.
So everything that you smell in the summertime when you put beef on the grill,
Yes.
whether it's hamburger or whatever, that smell that comes up, the only thing missing from this bag is the sizzle. We basically have captured that smell and turned it into a rub, turned it into a seasoning.
Yep.
So
I will caution everyone. There's a reason Annie Up is in 4-ounce bags, because a pinch of this stuff will make your finger taste like you just burn it on the grill. It is potent, it is powerful, and it is a finishing dust, and you gotta watch it.
It's the first seasoning that I've ever tasted on my finger and actually had to remind myself not to chew. Like I went to do this and almost took a bite. Like,
yeah,
it's that good. And so we're gonna sell this as a 3-pack and call it the Gambler. And if you buy the 3-pack, in honor of the Gambler, we actually are having custom poker chips made.
Oh, nice.
So you're going to get a custom poker chip with your 3-pack. If you don't order the 3-pack, we are going to let people order each of the products individually. So you can order Double Down and Annie Up individually. If you order them individually, though, you're only getting the sticker. The only way to get the poker chip is to buy the 3-pack.
And they're limited. When they're gone, they're gone. We're only doing one run.
Yeah. So we're only going to do like 150 3-packs and poker chips. So you get a poker chip, the 3-pack. I think we're going to do, a nominal. It's probably going to be like $1.50, $2 off the 3-pack. And then you'll be able to purchase the other ones individually as well. So, a couple things to think about out here. As I mentioned to you before, Shane and I just got on the flat top train. We got our Blue Rhino Razor flat tops, and Annie Up is a fantastic seasoning for flat top cookers that really miss the grill flavor. So you can do some quick stir fry, for tacos or for fried rice or anything like that, and hit your protein with a little bit of this, and you'll get that charcoal, that grill, that smoke flavor on it. Or if you're just doing smash burgers and you want to add that little extra, like this will do that too. Yeah. So
we
it's pretty exciting.
A wonderful lady at our factory who is the head taster, right? She concocts all this stuff and dials it in for us. And when she wrote back, I tasted this, and all I could think of, like my mouth and my mind made me think I was eating steak and a baked potato. And when she said that, I was like, "Stop what you're doing! You've nailed it!" Because we went back and forth on getting it just right. I'm like, if the average, person who does this for a living tasted that, we're where we need to be.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, let's be clear. She's not an average person. She's a food scientist.
Yeah.
So she's tasted a lot of stuff out there. So when she came back with, and this round of products, let's be honest, like this whole round of products, like, Dirty Gringo, she was like, oh my God. Like once it was mixed, I smelled it. It reminded me of one of my favorite Mexican restaurants. Yep. Like I'm excited to use that. Yep. So that's what's cool is even the folks that we're working with at the factory, that have been doing this for years before we ever came along, when they run batches or they're doing our test stuff, because we've got a lot of products that haven't been released yet too. And they're like, where is this aiming at? Where are you going to aim this? Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Yeah. Or oh my God, I tasted that and that's delicious. Like, how are you guys going to use this?
But
Yep.
my favorite is when we send them a list of products and they're like, "Did you spell this one right? I've not even heard of this one." They're like, "Yeah. Go see if you can find it."
The ingredients.
Yeah, in the ingredients. And then they taste it. And she came back. She did the same thing with Cockavoodoo. She was like, I would almost tell you for money to change the pepper blend because we could save like $2 a pound, but don't. Nothing tastes like this. And I was like, that's what FA is supposed to be. People are supposed to get that excited about it.
Yep. And a food scientist, the fact that she's tasting something different, period, and getting excited about it. That's probably
she's probably responsible for literally 1,000, 2,000 rubs at this point in her career. I mean, she's very prolific, she's very good, and she is just a great lady to work with. We're very blessed to have her on the team. So
that's cool. That's good stuff. No, I'm excited to get these things in stock. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Dylan, do you have any? We're down to like the last 10 minutes or so. I mean, we don't have to hard cut it at an hour, but do you have any final questions or anything for Jeff? Or Jeff, do you have any questions for us that we can go that route too?
I would love to hear more about what I have coming in the mail this week in terms of, what do you recommend people cook this with? Because I'm going to have to start to put out an email to let everyone know it's coming. And with some of these names, it's like, oh, what the hell do I do with this one?
Right. I'm going to let Dylan, you start. Let's go through all three products. You do yours and I'll do mine.
All right. So with the Tres Hombres pack, I'm going to throw mood in there. So Tres Hombres plus the original hombre.
All right.
The Cure, first and foremost, is like the best base rub for anything. And that's whether it's Flavor Anonymous rubs or any of the other brands that you carry. When we decided to release this, that's one of the reasons, because it is a smoke attracting, bark forming.
It does make some crazy bark, man. I have never seen a product make that kind of bark.
It's got some boy, is Ernie wait till Ernie sees what's going.
Yeah, Ernie, yes, is the short answer, and it's nuts. If you think any of the stuff in Tres Hombres is crazy, we went absolutely bonkers on the Asian stuff. Me living in Japan for 3 years and Dylan loving it. It's just not even right what we're gonna do, but it's coming. We got to get it dialed in.
On another day, yeah. So let's get back. So the thing that we did is we built our products so they can be used together. So like this weekend, Shane posted something about taking Dirty Gringo and Mood and putting them together.
Mm-hmm. And
they're fantastic together, especially on beef and pork.
Mm-hmm.
And we've already got people that use Mood on pork right now anyways. I don't use it as much because it's a little bold for me sometimes. But cutting it with Gringo absolutely makes sense because it's some really good like pork pabilla, like really kind of Latin flavors, the spice, the sweet, like it's really nice, plays well together. Cockavoodoo, I'm telling you right now, like 2 things you have to try with it, and neither of them are on the grill. You got to fry fish, so you got to get some white cornmeal and mix in Cockavoodoo, and you got to get some flour, like he mentioned, some white lily flour, and mix in Cockavoodoo, and do some fried chicken and some fried fish with it mixed in. It is dynamite. The herbs that are in that, the color, the heat,
the heat,
like it all, mix it into the dredge, pull it out, and then lightly dust it when it's fresh out of the fryer, so that seasoning adheres to it. And holy smokes, is that good! But we did 2 chickens just for giggles this weekend. We spatchcocked 2 whole birds, and I brined them both with the Cure, and we let the Cure sit on there for about 25-30 minutes. And then I did one with Dirty Gringo and one with Voodoo on top of it. We cooked them both. And the first day we just cut them up like 8-cut chicken, cut up half of it and ate it. The second day, we pulled the Dirty Gringo, and we had some keto wraps, the egg wraps instead of flour tortillas. And we cut up some lettuce, some tomatoes, some avocado, and I took cream cheese, and I mixed some fresh lime juice and Dirty Gringo into the cream cheese and spread that, and then pulled that chicken off and made a wrap with it, and it was dynamite. And then the next day, I pulled a trick out of Shane's playbook, and we made pasta. We just made a simple penne Alfredo, and we pulled the voodoo chicken, and then I took all the skin and a chef's knife and chiffonaded all the skin and crisped the skin up a little bit on a sheet tray in the oven and mixed it in with all the chopped chicken meat into the pasta, and it was dynamite. So, all the products can be used.
But with Gringo in some Alfredo, and it was the beautiful round warmth that Gringo brought to that Alfredo is awesome.
And when you guys brine with the cure, is that a dry brine?
Both.
Okay.
So I've done it both ways.
Okay.
So dry brine, obviously for me, I did like with those birds. I just did a dry brine because it was so much, it was faster.
Okay.
Just liberally coat it front and back and let it sit for like 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Okay. And it's great. But I did wings, and I did a wet brine on the wings because I just put them in there overnight. So I just put, trying to think now, I think it was like 8 ounces, like 2/3, 3/4 cup of cure to a half gallon of water.
Okay.
And stirred it up until it was pretty much dissolved, and put the wings in there, put them in the fridge overnight, and let them soak all that up. And then I actually did voodoo with those. And then the other thing that's great with both these rubs too, super simple. Get a cast iron pan, get some good butter, whether it's Irish butter, French butter, whatever. Get good butter, unsalted. Melt it, and then put about a half tablespoon of either Gringo or Voodoo in the butter once it's melted, and stir it around until the butter starts to brown, and then pull it off. And that seasoned brown butter, just plain chicken breast, pour it over it. It'll change your life. It's really good.
Yeah, we're getting some complaints on our chicken now that we're 2 weeks into this lockdown. So we need some new things on our chicken. So I like that. Thank you for that.
Need new chicken. Love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else to add to that, Dylan. I think you covered all the culinary spectrum of things that you can do with our products. So the long and short is they're meant to be mixed together. 100% meant to be mixed together. Even though they came from very different places, they are meant to be mixed. So we actually just had a bunch of new people join us. If you're new, we appreciate you checking us out. We are Flavor Anonymous. I'm Pitmaster Shane D. Dylan Lipes at the top, and the Barbecue Pro Shop guy himself, Jeffrey Belmonti, is hanging out with us, talking about this crazy thing that we're going through and how it's changed business and how things are working. It's a new world out there, and we're happy that people are using a lot of our products. So we really appreciate it. Nick Williams asked, will Flavor Anonymous ever do any injections? I will not say never, but I will say this. Flavor Anonymous will be responsible for some injections, but they may not be under the Flavor Anonymous brand. We have 3 or 4 more brands, whole different concepts planned. The first one is Pit Daddy Outfitters, and that is a straight up down the middle Americana kind of rub, less experimentation, go with what you know, no weirdness, kind of what you're going to get in those bottles kind of product. And we're going to work.
And our bend on that, just
go ahead.
Sorry. Just to clarify, like our bend on that isn't that this is going to be the same thing you get in the bottle from everybody else. We're going to apply the same principles that we do to everything FA. Like it's going to be fresh, good quality ingredients that are going in there. So this is like, a chef coming in and making your favorite dish that your mom used to make. You can make a casserole with a bunch of different canned goods, or you can get the fresh produce and make a bechamel kind of thing. And that's what Pit Daddy Outfitters is going to be. It's going to be those flavor profiles that we're going to explore some regionality, but it's going to be. It's going to not be wild and crazy. People should be able to spell all the ingredients in Pit Daddy Outfitters and recognize them. Whereas FA, some people are like, that's a food, that's a thing. So yeah,
need a little bit of that in this world.
Absolutely. So we're right at an hour, guys. Jeff, I really appreciate you. I don't want to hold you too much longer. Do you have any other questions that we can help you answer as we move forward?
No, I'm really excited to get these new products in. Tomorrow we're going to launch our new website, just update it a little bit, make it a little bit more mobile friendly for everyone, because it seems like a lot of people are doing a lot more ordering on their phones, which is exciting stuff. And a little bit better organization, but Flavor Anonymous has got its very own section. And
baby.
We will definitely drop an email as soon as this stuff is ready to go, so you can get your orders in if you missed out on the original release. And I think we're going to do like 100. Is that it? We're doing 100 of those combo packs?
You're the controller of our destiny, sir. You tell us.
Perfect. We're going to start shipping.
We did one. So for those who missed it, and it never fails, we can leave it open a month and someone always comes along. I missed it. I didn't get it. Listen, you can still get the Tres Hombres pack from Barbecue Pro Shop, and you can add the good stuff in there like Malcolm and Heath stuff along with it and order it for one place. That's why we do what we do with Barbecue Pro Shop, because we hope that people that are ordering Malcolm and Heath stuff are going to take a chance on our stuff. And hey, guys, if you're a Flavor Anonymous fan, if you're one of our flavor freaks, throw some new stuff in the cart from some of these other brands and support them too, because that's what it's really all about. There's a lot of great brands out there, and we got to support each other. We are each other's bailout plan. Yep. Okay, let's be honest. We're all small businesses. Yep. And now's time. Now's the time to get together and support one another. That doesn't mean I won't talk some trash, but I will support you along the way.
It is barbecue.
That's right. Dylan, any party shots, brother?
It was a good night. I'm glad to have you on, Jeff. I think it's fantastic what you're doing there. I'm happy with what we're accomplishing together. It's great to have a cool partner that understands what we're going for and so supportive. Actually, that was a good idea. It just popped up. The Flavor Freak stickers. Maybe that's our
there you go.
Maybe that's our Barbecue Pro Shop FA combined sticker.
There we go. The Flavor Freaks. I love it.
I think that's what we got to do. We need to order you some. Matthew Ryan Sharp, our graphics artist. If you're seeing this, we need Flavor Freak stickers so we can order them and get them to Jeff as soon as we can.
Awesome.
So we got a lot of products planned, though, guys, and we're stepping out of just the food world, meaning consumables. We got some really cool stuff coming. That's why Dylan and I do this. We just want to dream every day. We want to be big, dumb kids and just dream about what's next and just not have anyone tell us no. We want to challenge each other to have great ideas and to make great products, and we want you to enjoy them. And we don't have a board of directors sitting around. We got a bunch of fat dudes with cigars trying to come up with big ideas. That's what we are. That's what makes us different. And we still believe in the dream. I think a lot of companies have lost that, and it's about bottom lines. Don't get me wrong, we're worried too, but we're never going to let the bottom line affect what goes in those damn bags. That is my commitment. I just refuse to do it. So we appreciate everyone that supports us. We appreciate every single person that's ever ordered one product or stuck a finger in a bag to try a new product. We appreciate you. You are flavor freaks, and you're our type of people. So, Dylan, close us out, buddy, while I get ready to click the button.
All right. Well, stay tuned, guys, because as we said earlier, we got another 3-pack coming pretty soon called the Gambler. We also have a Kung Fu pack coming And about 4 to 6 weeks. And as Shane mentioned, we actually are going to step out of the consumable edible market, and we've got a grill accessory that we're beta testing right now that we're having manufactured. We should have prototypes within about 7 days. And if everything goes well, we're going to step into that market because we've got an idea.
Nice.
And it's an idea that can be used on pellet grills or smokers, offsets, charcoal grills, Weber kettles. It can even be used in your oven at home. So, the Kamado styles, if you've got 8.5, 9 inches of clearance, you can use it. And we think it's going to make some great meals and great proteins and items for folks. So stay tuned. Tomorrow I'll be launching off our page a quick unboxing video for the 2-burner and 4-burner Blue Rhino Razor flat top.
Oh, cool.
So if you're thinking about getting a flat top, check that out. And then pretty much this whole weekend. So tomorrow through Sunday, we're going to have a couple different videos on those flat tops. So the unboxing, the seasoning, and we're going to do a couple recipes with Gringo, Voodoo, and The Cure on the flat tops this weekend, so that for those of you that didn't get in, you can go to the pro shop and order what you see. And for those of you that did get it, you can see some ideas that we had to use the product. So thanks for checking us out. Thanks for staying with us. Thanks for supporting not only us, but the pro shop. Keep doing what you're doing. And by the way, guys, if you got in on this, you're actually going to get 3 stickers this time instead of just 1. So hopefully you got in on the packs, because you're going to have 3 stickers. So if you didn't get in, you got till midnight, and then after that, you're going to have to go to Pro Shop. And he's got 100 and 100 only. So get there quick and load up. Especially all our friends north of the border up in Canada. Jeff is our Canadian shipping specialist. So make sure you order up there and stock up.
We don't like paperwork, eh? All right, guys. Everybody, thanks for your time. Again, we close out at midnight. If you want to order from Flavor Anonymous, Jeff's products for Barbecue Pro Shop is going to be delivered very soon. So I would look for those early next week. We'll see exactly when they land and when they go up. But ours start shipping basically, tomorrow night when I bag everything. So they're going to go in the mail. If I can do it all, I'm going to try to get them all in the mail Friday. So if you've been waiting, we appreciate your patience. It's coming. Until next time, folks, go to Barbecue Pro Shop, order a bunch of stuff, help us, support us, and support Jeff. We are Flavor Anonymous, flavoranonymous.com. At Flavor Anonymous, you can't miss us. We got a crazy name and a crazy logo, and we're always going to do crazy things. But most importantly, we're going to bring the flavor to your town. We'll check you next time.
Good night, guys.
See you, Jeff.